The UK Labour government have permanently removed access to puberty blockers for any transgender person under the age of 18, and I do deliberately specify for any transgender person. We'll come back to that. There was a temporary ban which was already in place, however that has now been made into a permanent ban which covers all of the United Kingdom, including Northern Ireland. Now, there is a lot of debate about the supposed risks of treatment involving puberty blockers, and firstly what I would say is that if you hear someone talking about the quote-unquote sterilisation of children, look very closely at what else that person is saying, because 99 times out of 100 the people making those sort of statements are openly transphobic and are arguing in bad faith, basically using the protecting children angle as a way to make their bigotry sound more palatable. Secondly, what I would say is that all medical treatments have some level of risk to them. Like, if you read the labels on the back of any prescription medication, then you'll know exactly what I mean. For young people who are questioning their gender identity, being forced to go through a puberty which you did not want can be very traumatic, and if you don't believe me, then there's a video by Jessie Gender recounting her experience of puberty, which I'll put a link to up on screen now, which I highly recommend you should go and watch. For many young people, access to puberty blockers is something that can literally save lives, and the decision the government have made is going to hurt those people. The real kicker in all this is that puberty blockers can legally still be prescribed as a treatment for cisgender patients for conditions such as precocious puberty, and so therefore this is a law which specifically discriminates against members of the LGBTQ community. That fact alone indicates that it's a decision being made purely to pander to bigotry as opposed to anything to do with the treatment actually harming anyone. I did ask a friend of mine who is trans about what is the best way to show support in the wake of this news, and they suggested donating to charities like Mermaids who advocate and offer support for trans youth. So I'm going to be making a donation to Mermaids, and I will also put a link up in a pinned comment and encourage you to do the same. What is really scary about this situation to me is that I can remember a few years ago these kind of laws were being introduced in certain states of America like Texas, and I remember at the time thinking how horrible that was for kids living in those places, but also probably quite naively thinking, well, you know, those are red states, they're all Trump supporters, at least things are better over here. But this news has shown that LGBTQ people are not safe here either, and I'm sure some of you will reply that we were never safe here, and I'm certainly not going to argue with that, but to me this has really been a wake-up call of just how unsafe it is. As someone who has friends and people I'm very close to in that community, to know that if I was trans then my access to healthcare can be taken away just like that. And to all of you #SexNotGender people who were advocating for this, I just want to say that you are just the most disgusting, repulsive human scum. And that's without using all of the sweary language that YouTube wouldn't like. I have plenty more choice words for you. The fact you hate the existence of trans people that much that you will go as far as willingly hurting children to push your agenda, and then you have the audacity to call people groomers. Well, congratulations, you're getting what you wanted. To all the rest of you, thank you for listening, and again, please donate if you can.